Hello all, this is my Yamaha Xvs1300A Midnight Star 2012, and I've put a slip-on aftermarket Cobra exhaust on it because I didn't want to drill the stock exhaust in case I sold it or wanted to go back to basics, and put it on. It's very noisy. It's too noisy really. It's fun, but it's too old for that. So I did a search and couldn't find anything to help me with reducing the volume, and I have now taken off the outer end molding that had two screws, two bolts in it, one at the top, one at the bottom, that went into these two parts, and then undid the two bolts just further back inside to loosen the baffle, and those two went into these two holes, and just so you can see the comparison, it goes all the way to the join. I removed the join piece. This is it, and then I loosened the strap that holds it on, because it was fixed in there, and then I used the top end of the handle of my son's car jack, which has got a little hook on the end of the stick, the handle, and put it inside. So it's hooked on one of these little ledges and pulled, and it came loose and came out. So now I'm about to do the first stage of muffling. Some YouTube suggestions are rope from the doors of stoves, and I haven't bought any, but I've got some of this asbestos wick that came from a drip feed boiler I had, oil boiler, that I'm not using, and I'm going to try and wrap it around the exhaust at different stages. Obviously if it gets too soft, I'll do it in a way that I can remove some of it. I will use some wire I've got to fasten it, and then put it all back in. I also bought from China for £7 a little baffle that's got a removable end block, and it's not too well fitted, but I think a spot weld on each side of the end might do the job if I need to go softer. So I'll do the first stage, will be the rope wrapped around here, and then if that's not quite enough, I hear and understand that it's supposed to take the top frequencies off the volume, the high frequencies, and give more of a rumble. That's what I'm looking for, is more of a rumble than a scream. And obviously when I put it on, I've got backfiring now on deceleration, and I noticed a number of people had commented on that, and I have purchased R2000 R2000F Cobra engine management from the States. I'll give you more details on that, and the great company that helped me finally source the correct one. I'll give you more details of that. So I'm cut out now and try this and fit it, and then do the rest. Here's the completed wrapping of the baffle that came out of the Cobra Slipon. So this is the wick, the asbestos wick, not asbestos but equivalent of, and I had some straps, some metal straps put on each end, and then put some wire and tied that over everything. So now I'm going to put it back in, and see how it sounds, and if I need to add this extra little baffle to soften it. Two options: you can take that out, the inside baffle end, and I'll see how it tunes the exhaust a bit. So here we go. Okay, I decided to fit the little baffle that I paid £7 with the stopper, which is removable down the center, and there is space. If you can see, there are breather holes to force the gas through. We'll see how it sounds. I've just whacked it in there. It's a tight fit, so if it is drastically reducing the volume more than I intend, I can always pull that out, and if it's successful, I may spot weld it. Okay, this is without the little baffle because it blew it out. There it is. It blew it out. It wasn't obviously in tight enough. Too much back pressure. I'm going to start it up now without the baffle.